qualification level. And so I think with what Maggie is putting together with the Rainbow program really falls in line with that sort of, not necessarily regulation, but kind of a level structure, so that we can get a sense of, what do you need to have in order to work with certain populations, because we know it's just not the same working with a healthy young adult as it is working with a mature adult, or even with an adult with some sort of chronic disease or disability. Certainly, there must be a higher standard for working with those populations, and so that framework really allows professionals to know what they need to do in order to qualify to work with those populations. And so I think the Rainbow program is a great model that we can easily fit into and adapt to kind of the current needs of society. So, with that being said, kind of looking at Europe, I was able to review some new standards that are coming out by the European Health and Fitness Association, and they are developing an active aging trainer certification, and that will fall into the EQF, the framework, level 4. And level 4, there's 8 levels of that framework, so it really falls kind of middle of those qualifications. They're putting that together, and so I had a chance to review, the overall structure. Not all the content was fully defined. It's broken down into different areas and what people need to know and what people need to know how to do in different areas. But I was speaking with Dawn Skelton, and she's a professor in Scotland that I interact with quite a bit, and she's putting together actually a congress later this year. But one of her comments, and she has a good feeling of what's happening. I think this sums up a lot of the discussions that Maggie and I have had in this area, and that is, nobody is requiring any sort of practical skills assessment anymore. Everybody has moved away from it. And even though we all inherently know it's the right thing to do, the reason most organizations have moved away from it is just for financial reasons. It's just too difficult to carry it out as far as the assessment goes. You have to set up sites and equipment and have people there to be assessors and to grade the individuals on their skill, and there's just not as much financial return. And that's why so many things have gone to the web. So you put something online, you create it once, it's there, it requires a minimal amount of time and effort to run it, and so you get maximum return of your investment. It generates lots of revenue. Plus, it's accessible by anyone around the world. So, I can understand why organizations have made that move, but it certainly is disappointing. I mean, I specifically remember hosting workshops and practical assessments for the American College of Sports Medicine in their health fitness instructor certification. And this is a very basic entry-level certification. It's widely recognized. But, I remember running those practicals and having individuals who, they did fine on the written portion, but they couldn't demonstrate the simplest exercise. Some of the tasks would be, demonstrate a strengthening exercise for the bicep muscle, and they couldn't even show you a basic bicep curl correctly. They couldn't demonstrate an appropriate stretch for the hamstring muscle. I mean, there were just some basics that they could not do, and I always walked away from there just appalled